Absolutely disgusting. Everybody is throwing Bill Haney and Devin Haney under the bus. This time it is Eddie Hearn, the promoter and head of Matchroom Boxing, who points out that it is in a lot of ways Devin and Bill Haney's fault that they got beat up and lost to Ryan Garcia in the fashion that they did. But at the same time, he pulls their card and lets people know that that weight issue was real and it was on both sides. Let's talk about that in this video. Devin Haney got thumped up, got embarrassed by Ryan Garcia, a guy that he was calling an underwear model, a C-level fighter, saying that he was just out there to grab the money. Somebody that Devin Haney and Bill Haney, if you listen to what came out of their mouths, had absolutely no respect for. And they paid the price. Whole lot of people throwing him under the bus for good reason. Understandable reasons. One of them, though, is Eddie Hearn, who comes out and talks about one of the problems that there was in the fight for Devin Haney, and that was the fact that Ryan Garcia missed weight. And more importantly, there was no same-day weigh-in for the fight. Now, he blames Bill Haney and says, look, man, over the time you learn things, which is basically telling me that he's saying, look, these guys don't have a lot of experience and they made a bad decision because they were trying to get over on Devin, because they were trying to get over on Ryan Garcia. Now, before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that supports and the super thanks, Matty O, Barbara D, the whole crew who keep the lights on in the building. Thank you so much. But let's get into this. Eddie Hearn says that there was no same-day weigh-in. So when Ryan Garcia weighed in at 143 pounds, when he weighed in at 143 pounds, the next day he was able to rehydrate no matter how, as high as he wanted to, because they did not insist that Ryan Garcia have a next day weigh-in. And that allowed, according to Eddie Hearn, Ryan Garcia to walk in the ring, who knows, 180 pounds, right? I can't remember the specific number that Eddie Hearn mentioned. However, very, very high number that he mentioned, not saying that we know how much they weighed because there was no second day weigh-in, same day weigh-in. But the reason, according to Eddie Hearn, that Bill Haney and Devin Haney didn't want to do that is because they were afraid that their number would come out and how high they rehydrated. So they said, no, we don't want to go on record with how much we weigh. So Devin, who weighed in at 140, was going to rehydrate. And you know he was going to rehydrate to at least 165 because that's what he did with Regis Program. So they, instead of putting a weight in that fight to keep Ryan Garcia from going too high up in weight, they said, no, we don't need it. So according to Eddie Hearn, he said you could see in the ring that Ryan was much bigger than Devin, stronger than Devin, and then that paid a role in the fight. So in essence, what he's saying is because Devin and Bill wanted to be walking into that ring at absolute, and I do believe Eddie Hearn said it, gigantic amounts. I remember the adjective that he used, like gigantic amounts, incredibly huge amounts, that they got caught playing a game, the same game that Ryan has been playing, the same game that they've been playing, the same game many other boxers have been playing, where you get a size advantage because you're able to drain down for the weigh-in. And then you rehydrate to whatever you want, unless you're with the IBF, in which case the IBF prevents you from doing that. So to me, it just seems like so too bad, so sad. Now, I've been listening to people that have been saying very convenient arguments too, that when they talk about Devin, they say, well, Devin's not a big puncher, so he doesn't use his size. How does size help him? But Ryan Garcia, he's a big, strong guy. I mean, he's a big puncher, so, his weight helps him. So it's really just playing games for Devin. And it's really just playing games for Ryan. It's not playing games for Devin. Right. So it's not bad for Devin to walk in at 175 because he doesn't really use his weight. How does that help him? But for Ryan Garcia, Ryan's a big puncher. Oh, that's cheating. That's taking advantage for him. So again, two different standards for two different people. It shouldn't be surprising that a lot of people come out with this stuff. It's pretty standard. However, here's the thing. Size does matter. If you've ever played sports, you know full well size matters. Size does not matter when it hits you. Size matters when you're hitting somebody else. Size and strength affects your ability to punch harder. So it also helps you absorb punches. Have you ever tried to run into a guy that weighs full speed into a guy that's 350 pounds of muscle? That feels a lot different than running into a guy that is 150 pounds. That is, they don't have the strength to absorb shots. So when you're fighting somebody your own size, basically what happens is you're fighting somebody that has the ability to absorb shots from you. You can get in there, and there's a heavyweight that's not a big puncher, doesn't have to be a big puncher, but if it's a 175 pounder punching on that heavyweight's not going to go anywhere. Right? Much more. He's not going to go anywhere nearly as quickly as somebody that is 168 pounders taking the same punishment. So anyway, Eddie Hearn busts him out and says, look, man, that's on him. That's on Devin's team. That's on Bill. And as they move forward, they need to know that is part of the game. Now, Eddie Hearn says something about the same day weigh-in. He's like, look, man, you could have just made Ryan having us a same day weigh-in and not Devin have a same day weigh-in, and seeing, hey, man, is Ryan really one of these guys that's going to walk away from the fight? No, Devin's not going to walk away from the fight because, man, Devin's last pay-per-view didn't make no dough. So Devin got $1.5 million that fight. He's going to get the paycheck for this fight. But anyway, man, it's, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.